Well, let's turn down the volume a little bit. I'm excited. It is Tuesday. We are in AEP, annual enrollment period for all the Medicare folks out there over 65. I am excited to be here this morning. We are finally into it. And I can tell you, I've got some good news to share with you because working with some folks yesterday on the phone, and I'm excited to say that we have got some savings to talk about here today. Savings to talk about. In fact, let's get right into that, okay? Let's talk about the savings that we were helping this gentleman with yesterday. If I can get my, how about we get a whiteboard up here? Here we go. Okay. So people wonder, hey, Mark, why do I need to review? I'm set. Well, this is why we review things, because this is the time of year when we get to make changes on our drug plans and our with our prescriptions and such like that. But let's just go over, this gentleman has a Medicare Supp plan, okay? The Medicare Supp plan he's paying, I think it's like $186 a month, okay? And then he's got a drug plan here, and he doesn't know what he has on that, okay? And so when I was talking to him, we found out that with the prescriptions he's taking, zero premium plan would be a suitable plan for him. That's what we put it in the system, and it comes up zero premium because of what his needs are. But I focused in on, because we do these reviews, I'm focusing in over on this 186. And because all Medicare supplement plans are the same, okay, so this one happened to be a Plan N, why we could go over here and we could find exactly the same plan with another carrier. I think it was 152 or so, okay? And so with that, we go, we start to do our math, and we find out very quickly that I'm just seeing if I can jump a calculator here real quick while I'm jumping on here. Let's see if I can oh my goodness, do I have a calculator up there? Let's do this. All right. So let's say here, am I even sharing? I don't think I'm even sharing. Am I sharing my calculator? Let's see if I can share my calculator here. Sorry for the thing here. We can always come back. All right, so we got a calculator going, and we're just going to say, all right, we're 186, and then we minus out, let's say 152, just round numbers here. That's $34 savings. All right, so let's put that down here. $34 savings a month. All right, $34 savings a month, and then we say, all right, times it by 12. We're talking $408 savings, $408 savings next year, okay? That's a big deal, folks. That's a big deal in this day and age on fixed income to have $408 savings, exactly the same plan. There's reasons why there's other plans that are cheaper of the exact same flavor, all right? And this one happens to be in Washington State, why, we got special regulations and rules that we can move things around pretty easily. We have to look at your state to find out how to do that. But $408, and I asked him. He says, and I happen to know he's a golfer. I'm like, does this buy several golf games? Absolutely. You're talking my language, he says. Okay, so that's the beauty of setting up and reviewing these things, because of the fact that we're just literally taking the exact same coverage, looking at another company and saying, can I save premiums this year? Over $400 next year? That's a big deal. And as I've said on the program before, my assistant and I are sitting behind the scenes. We're tallying up. We want to know how much dollars we can save for everybody. And for this gentleman, we're going to tag that down, $408 savings, to keep him in the exact same coverage as he's in right now, but don't overpay on the premiums. Okay, so there we go. Which leads me to this saying. I've talked about this over and over. The research says that the healthcare expenses are going to be a bigger and bigger part of a retiree's budget. And so know the fact that you have the fact is that at age 65, it could be $315,000. Could be more than $315,000 and could be less than $315,000 for a couple on an average out of pocket out of your savings. Now, here's the deal. This time of year, it's time to review because premiums may be too high for you. All right. And there's reasons why that's going on. And that's where, and I'm particularly talking about Medicare supplements, big fan of them, but there's times that we have to be reviewing those every 5, 7, 10 years. Maybe the premiums keep creeping up. The hospital is not in network. That can be very expensive, folks, if your hospital is not in network. I'm not going to call out some counties here in the Northwest where that is the case for this year on some plans, but be very, very cognizant of that. And I'll talk about how we can check on that to find out if that's the case. Lastly, the biggest one for most everybody is do the review plan for the prescriptions. The prescription drug plans do change. Your prescriptions change. Your health changes. Pharmacies change. In fact, I just got a call in yesterday because such and such a pharmacy is filing bankruptcy and no longer continuing the coverage. Okay, so this is the time of year to be able to do that pharmaceutical change. All right. So anyway, I hope that helps in terms of how to secure more savings for you in the future because, frankly, this is not something that needs to be done, right? You don't need to overpay this, but you just have to check. That's all it really is just have to check. Okay, so let's get into another whiteboard session. I hope you all like my whiteboard sessions. I finally got this thing suited up here. So let's get over here into a whiteboard session and let's do that. All righty. This is the time of year where obviously Medicare, a lot of confusions are happening. Forgive the light there. Looks like we got sunlight coming through. I want to talk about the difference between, let's talk about straight Medicare. Okay, original Medicare. Medicare Part A is your hospitalization. Medicare Part B is your outpatient. That's going to leave you 20% out the door, right? That's your portion, 20% on original Medicare, right? And then way down here, we have Part D, all right, which is your drug plan, all right? And so what happens is when you pick up a Medicare supplement plan, it will go in and it will go ahead and kind of cap these together, and wherever Medicare is not going to pay, right, there's a deductible sitting in here, and there's your 20% sitting here. A Medicare supplement plan is going to come in and limit the out-of-pocket exposure, okay? So I hope that helps on a Medicare supplement plan, but let's look over here let's look at it over here. Let's turn it a different color. Let's just do this one. So out there, folks, you are getting hammered on the TV with MAPD, which stands for Medicare Advantage Plans. Okay. Medicare Advantage Plans, prescription drug plans. Okay. And let's see if I can I'm going to use a red, see if this shows up here. All right, it doesn't show up the best here. Got the nice light coming in from the sun out there. What a Medicare Advantage plan is going to do here, it's going to combine and actually manage all your Part A, your Part B, and maybe Part D. If it's got a drug plan in there, it's going to combine and manage that. So there's an often misnomer out there that Medicare Advantage plans, I don't have to have Medicare. That is not true, folks. What is true is that it manages everything on behalf of Medicare, and it also manages your health care. All right. So make sure we understand there. So Medicare Advantage plan is going to manage, Medicare's system, and then it's also going to manage your health care. Now, whether you like that or not, that's your choice. If you want a Medicare Advantage plan, this is the time of year to get one, but it does manage your health care. All right. So I hope that helps in terms of the difference between a Medicare supplement. These are also known as Medigap plans. A Medicare supplement will actually, sorry, I'm going to take that blue away from that. It's only going to take care of and take care of all the holes, but limit the exposure on your Part A and Part B. What's the out of pocket on these things? Well, some of them can be, maybe it's just the deductible of $220. Maybe that's the only exposure you have. Maybe it's $2,800. Okay, it can limit your exposure. But I also want to ask this question over here in your Medicare Advantage: what's your out of pocket OOP, folks? OOP. What is your out of pocket exposure? Is it $6,000? Is it $8,000? Or somewhere in between? What's your out-of-pocket exposure? Be very, very cognizant of your out-of-pocket exposure. That is exposure to your savings account. And we're all about making sure and protecting your savings account. All righty? All right, I hope that helps. And let's move over into some news here that we can use. Hopefully you can use this. This is Motley Fool just came out with this. Motley Fool, good old Motley Fool. And let's just drop it down a little bit here. There we go. Motley Fool put this up. Well, let's put this up here. They just dropped this here. They dropped it a year ago. 3 signs that it's time to change your. I thought these were good. First of all, you may pay for your medications, more for your medications, and that may not be true. Congress has been doing some changes right now. This is why it says if the drugs that you are taking are present, continue taking in 24 are being bumped up in a higher tier, then you may have higher spending. You know what? Things have changed in the last 12 months. And so that may thing. That's why we need to check to see where our drugs are in the engines, right? The quoting engines. Your medications are changing too. This is a big aha. Well, I'm on a new medication. Well, you know what? That's another reason to be looking at our drug plans to see what formulary from what drug company will take that new medications, right? And you're limited to pharmacies that aren't convenient to you. You know what? That may be true, but the good news is that these new pharmacies, there's online pharmacies that are going on right now, and be very cognizant there are some tremendous savings from the online pharmacies. Okay. So I hope that helps. That's Motley Fool weighing in from 12 months ago, which had some good warnings about drug plans. It's very key. Unfortunately, some of that data may be a little limited now. The good news is you got to change and look at your Medicare drug plans. Okay. Well, you may ask, how so, Mark? Well, let's talk about that. So there has been a lot of Medicare regulations. If you're getting phone calls from people on the phone cold calling you, these are regulations that are in place that shouldn't be. If you got someone door knocking, can't happen. There's a lot of regulations in place to limit the amount of information to share. Some of it obviously very good and protective. What I will say here too is I'm ecstatic. I've been in the business now for almost 20 years. The last 15 years dealing with Medicare side of things. Let me just share with you, when I saw this engine come up that you see on the screen there, comparewithmark.com, jump over there. And well, let's jump over there right now, shall we? Let's just do that. Let's just see what comparewithmark.com looks like. So let's take a peek here. So when you go there, you're going to see, well, you see my contact information up there, but here's where you're able to jump in and look at plans, okay? So you're able to look at plans. You can also contact me there as well. So when you jump in and let's just put in somebody's number, 98682. How about where I used to live? Let's go ahead and pop that up. Whoop, we got to go back. I'm going to go back. I hit the return key. Let's do view plans, okay? And we want to do it for, this is what we're doing, is we're doing it for 2024. It automatically pops up. And, if you want to, I would certainly say, let it go through its process of kind of detailing things out a little bit. Put your pharmacy in, put your doctors in there. That is extremely key. And then put your prescriptions in there. You can load in your prescriptions and such, okay? and do you take Medicaid or not? And we hit continue. You could actually save this for progress. It's just only coming to me, so that's with that. But this, at the end of the day, you're seeing what you're seeing here is you're seeing all the plans, all the Medicare Advantage plans that are available, as well as the prescription plans that are available and such like that. So it's a very, very key thing to see there is you can actually do your own shopping right there from comparewithmark.com. However, you may not be into that. You may go, you know what, Mark, I just need help. I need it right now. And so I have set up I'm ecstatic to share that this seems to be working with retirees, is you can jump over to comparewithmark.com/15. If you want to schedule a 15-minute phone call, you need to call me. That's Medicare compliant. If you call me, that is Medicare compliant. And so that'll put time on my calendar where you're calling me directly and I'm available. All right. That is a recorded call. When it comes in, we can find out a little bit about what your needs are, etc., where your next steps might be, what your hangups are, what your questions are, et cetera, like that. We all still have to fill out that scope of appointment. So I'll be sending you that scope of appointment as well. But the good news is people are really, I think, taking this and saying, you know what, that is pretty cool. I've had non-technology people jump on there, comparewithmark.com/15. And that is a big deal to just, I'm here for you. I'm going to just leave the phone lines open. If someone calls in, I'm here to help. That's what I love. So with that, make it a little quick today. Hey, let's add to the broadcast here. Let's just hear KGX marketing, out of pocket expenses, big deal. And that's what we're trying to do this year. We're going to be going and we're going to be tallying up how much expenses we can save for folks. I hope that you are able to save money. Let's find out. It only takes 15 minutes. And that's what I hope to do, just take 15 minutes and let's just start the process just to see how it all works, okay? Very good. You got it. Comparewithmark.com/15. Ping me in the middle time. We'll catch you.